Hello, welcome. Thanks for joining us for a presentation on Extraordinary Experiences, the venerable brand of the Four Seasons Hotel and Resorts, and new facets of the luxury travel experience. I'm John Judge. I'm pleased to have you here and pleased to have you walk through the presentation with me over the next few minutes. We'll be talking about the Four Seasons Hotel in the context of brand management. How does the Four Seasons manage this luxury brand? How does it boost its brand identity and compete in a very crowded field with august competition in the luxury hotel market? So we looked at 6 key priority areas: customer experiences, being the brand, outdoor adventures, personalization, last mile travel, and sustainability. We looked at 2 hotels. The first was the Four Seasons Lanai in Hawaii, just an absolutely breathtaking spot with terrific experiences. And the second was the Four Seasons Walt Disney World. Again, another spectacular spot. We took a look at each of these with an overall analysis, but then we also drilled down in those 6 areas. The overall analysis include taking a look at some of the multifunctioning of space, the multipurposing of space, to not only take advantage of efficiencies and returns on investment, but also how were they managing the brand, the welcoming and inspiring staff, how they were trained to be the utmost professionals in customer service, how they leverage green space and show their commitment to not only the outdoors, but conservation stewardship. And then the considerable effort and investment that went into accommodate families, getting families more engaged in the whole Four Seasons experience. What we did recognize is that there wasn't a giant mobile presence at either one of these properties. Neither Lanai nor in Orlando was there a big mobile presence. There was excellent mobile connectivity, but it wasn't technology in your face, if you will. It was very much a technology in the background. The next point was personalization of adventures and experiences. We experienced a curatorship of personalized experiences, one-of-a-kind type experiences that worked lockstep with the brand of the Four Seasons. And then lastly, frictionless experience, that white glove treatment of the last mile. So diving deep into each one of these, being the brand, the employee customer-centric ethos that each one of the staff carried day in and day out, the responsiveness of these staff members, but keeping a distance from the customers to allow them to relax. And then, of course, really being able to support families and thinking ahead of family needs. That was one of the distinctions that I know the Four Seasons really prides itself on, being there for customers, but the support they gave for families and being the brand was exceptional. Second thing we looked at was customer experiences, the brand DNA, the essence of the Four Seasons. Certainly its identity, its brand is tied up with an exceptional customer service experience. And then brand codes. Brand codes were inherent in each of the properties in Lanai and Orlando, richly designed with the use of local materials. These buildings were absolutely gorgeous, and they captured a lot of the local cultural codes. At Lanai, for instance, there was a giant mural painting in the lobby depicting Hawaiian islands and Hawaiian foods and Hawaiian nature. The next area we looked at was outdoor adventures, looking at certainly what we call shifting to a luxury experience, experiencing luxury. We saw this again and again in a lot of the Four Seasons literature, the magazines, the website, but this idea of experiencing luxury. And certainly one of the most important things that we took note of was this, again, curatorship of personalized experiences, these one-of-a-kind experiences that you would only get at a Four Seasons resort. And that included everything from four-wheel driving in Lanai to stunning golf course opportunities at Lanai or in Orlando. The next point we looked at was personalization. Certainly the personalization that comes with this customer ethos of being the brand, where each employee really remembered the name and personalized that relationship, making it just a very much a high quality experience, more than you would have at a typical hotel. All the digital devices included the customer's name. The luxury customer would sit down in a golf cart, prepare to go out on a golf outing, and the electronic sign on the golf cart would read their name, welcome them from wherever they were visiting from. Special needs and requests, of course, were always honored. We thought that one opportunity for personalization was this opportunity to dovetail with a brand alliance with a luxury loyalty card, luxury loyalty credit card. So it's an innovative idea. It's something that the Four Seasons could do, could embrace, and it certainly would be a natural brand extension of where they are now. One example of that luxury card is the JP Morgan Reserve card. And then the last mile, thinking about how to make these trips frictionless for the customer. In Lanai, for instance, Larry Ellison created a jet service called Lanai Year that shaves off, in some cases, hours of a trip. In Orlando, the Four Seasons very much came up with a black car service to the airport, but more importantly, a full schedule of luxury buses that brought guests to amusement parks and other sites around the hotel. And lastly, talking about sustainability, the Four Seasons prides itself on being green and trying to lower its carbon footprint. And then connecting with guests, they realize that the guest of the future is looking for something that's an extension of their personality and represents their values. Their brand values at the Four Seasons need to be their guest brand values. And doing something good for the planet is very much one of the most important brand management, luxury brand management opportunities that we have in the world today. So some of the facets of innovation: sustainability, last mile, and then lastly, family and foodie culture, bringing together this idea of families experiencing great food together, whether it be sushi or in Lanai or locally produce food at Malibu Farms, or a wide assortment of baked goods and gelato at the Orlando Four Seasons. So bringing the family and the food together. So with that, I'm leaving you with a quick view of Sweetheart Rock in Lanai, Hawaii, looking out over the Pacific. And thanks for joining us. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to connect with me via Twitter. It's John_Judge on Twitter, or Judge Boston on Instagram. So again, thank you so much for taking the time